Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. The purpose of this video is to show why the Seventh-day Adventists believe in the Trinity. And this is just an overview, and I will show you some text to see why we believe what we believe. Okay, let's start with Revelation 22:13. This is talking about Jesus. And he says, I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Well, as you're probably aware, Alpha is the first letter of the Greek alphabet, and Omega is the last. So what is this verse trying to say? That Jesus is the beginning and the end. He's been there forever. Now, let's see what Revelation 1:17-18 has to say. Especially 17. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as dead. And he laid his right hand upon me, saying unto me, Fear not, I am the first and the last. Now, let's also look at Isaiah 44:6. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, I am the first, I am the last, and beside me there is no God. Do you see a pattern here? I hope you do. Jesus and God are the same. And they're the same. They're equal with each other. They're not two gods. They have two different gods, but they're united into one God. I know this is kind of hard to explain, but we can understand the Trinity completely. I'm just trying to explain it to you the best that I can with my human intelligence and words. Now let's continue, okay? God said, worship God only. We know that most likely. And here is in what says in Hebrews 1:6. Again, it's Hebrews 1:6. And again, when God bring his firstborn into the world, he says, let them all angels worship him. As you can see, they're talking here about when Jesus came into this world. And he says, let all angels worship him. Now let's say what Jesus himself said on Luke 4:8. Jesus answered, it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. So I don't think the Bible is contradicting itself here. He's saying that you should worship Jesus. And when Jesus came into this world, he says, let all God's angels worship him. This is what it says in Hebrews 1:6. At the same time, Jesus himself is saying, worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Of course, he's talking about himself. Now, did anybody call Jesus God? Well, we'll soon find out. In John 20:27 and 28, this is one of the most popular stories in the Bible. This is when Thomas saw Jesus after the crucifixion. Let's see what actually Thomas said. Then says he to Thomas, reach higher thy finger, and behold my hands, and reach higher thy hand, and trust into my side, and be not faithless, but believing. And Thomas answered and said unto him, my Lord, oh my God. Was he saying, oh my God? No. No, he was, I don't think they had that kind of idiom or phrase back then. He was saying, oh my God, this is God. So It is important to recognize that Thomas, that used to be with Jesus, called Jesus God. Not only that, Jesus did not rebuke him. Jesus did not say, okay, I am not God. Please don't be misinformed. Okay, let's go on here. I don't want to get too long. Alright. Jesus equals with God. We'll see what Philippians 2, 5, and 6 says. For those that are theologians and want to know about the Greek, check out the word being in the Greek and what does it really mean. Anyway, let me just read what the actual Bible says. Let the mind be in you, which is also in Jesus Christ. Who, being in a form of God, thought it's not robbery to be equal with God. So, when Jesus became equal with God, he did not rob him of anything because he was God. Now, this is one of the best texts I can use for this subject here. And it's John 1:3. Let me read it to you. All things were made, and this is talking about Jesus, of course. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. This is simple, guys. Jesus, God, created everything. Some people claim that Jesus was created, well, according to this text, it will be saying that Jesus created himself. And he did not, because he was God. Jesus did not create Jesus. God did not create Jesus. Jesus has been with the Father all along. Now, some people get confused with this firstborn title. And the problem that this is a title. It's not a chronology. In other words, Jesus is not the second-born or the third-born. What it's saying is that Jesus has the same privilege as Jesus, the man who walked on this earth, has the same privilege as a firstborn had back in Bible times. And I'm reading from 1 Colossians 1:15, that reads, "Who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature." Firstborn doesn't mean he was born first. It means that he has the privilege of a firstborn. I hope I understand. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Now, this is the I am part of which is, I think, is very important. Okay? Jesus said it himself that he was the I am. And we'll find out very quickly who is the I am. But we're going to look at this one on part 2 of the second video. Okay, so just go to number 2 and you can follow along. Okay, thank you. God bless.